Have you ever met someone who's just too smart for their own good? You know the type. They have an answer for everything. They think they've got life all figured out, and they rarely, if ever, admit they're wrong. It's almost like their intelligence has become a trap. This isn't just a modern observation. It's a piece of ancient wisdom. Proverbs 3:7 warns us, "Do not be wise in your own eyes." It's a short, simple verse, but it packs a powerful punch. It begs the question, can our own perceived wisdom actually be our biggest stumbling block? Let's dive into that today. So, what does it really mean to be wise in your own eyes? It's not about actually being smart. It's about a posture of the heart. It's a kind of intellectual pride where you believe your own understanding, your own logic, and your own perspective are superior to anyone else's, and maybe even superior to God's. It's the subtle belief that you've graduated from needing advice, from needing to learn, and from needing to be correct. You become your own ultimate authority. You rely solely on your own intellect to navigate the complexities of life. This is a dangerous place to be, because it closes you off to growth, to relationships, and most importantly, to true wisdom. The irony is that the moment we think we know it all, we stop learning. True wisdom is humble. It recognizes its own limits. Think about the most brilliant scientists or thinkers in history. The truly great ones often speak about the vastness of what they don't know. Isaac Newton famously said, "I seem to have been only like a boy playing on the seashore, whilst the great ocean of truth lay all undiscovered before me." That's humility. Being wise in our own eyes is the exact opposite. It's like standing at the edge of that same ocean, dipping a toe in, and declaring you've conquered the sea. It's a form of self-deception. We convince ourselves that our limited viewpoint is the entire picture. This self-imposed intellectual bubble has real-world consequences. First, it damages our relationships. When you're wise in your own eyes, you're not a good listener. Why would you be? You already have the answers. So when a friend, a spouse, or a colleague comes to you with a problem, you're not really hearing them. You're just waiting for your turn to speak, to offer your brilliant solution. This makes people feel unheard, dismissed, and unimportant. It creates distance. Nobody wants to be around a know-it-all. Humility, on the other hand, builds bridges. It says, "I value your perspective. I might learn something from you." That's the foundation of any healthy relationship. Second, being wise in your own eyes hinders personal growth. If you believe you're already wise, you won't seek out new knowledge or experiences that challenge your beliefs. You'll stay in your comfort zone, surrounded by ideas that confirm what you already think. This leads to stagnation. Life is all about learning, adapting, and evolving. When we shut ourselves off from correction or new ideas, we stop growing as individuals. We become intellectually and emotionally brittle, unable to handle situations that don't fit into our neat little box of understanding. It's like a tree that refuses to bend in the wind. Eventually, it just snaps. Let's bring this back to the context of Proverbs. The verse right before, "Do not be wise in your own eyes, is in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight." And the verse right after is, "Fear the Lord and shun evil." The placement isn't accidental. The author is creating a stark contrast. On one hand, you have the path of trusting God, acknowledging his sovereignty, and receiving his guidance. This path leads to straightness, to clarity, to life. On the other hand, you have the path of trusting yourself, being wise in your own eyes. This path leads away from God and toward, well, not straight paths. When we rely on our own wisdom, we're essentially telling God, "Thanks, but I've got this." We're trying to be our own God, charting our own course based on our limited human intellect. And let's be honest, our intellect is incredibly limited. We can't see the future. We don't understand the intricate web of consequences that ripple out from every decision we make. Trying to navigate life with only our own wisdom is like trying to navigate the ocean with a map of our backyard. It's just not equipped for the journey. Acknowledging God means accepting that his map is infinitely better, that his perspective is infinitely wider. The fear of the Lord mentioned in the next line isn't about being terrified of God. In this context, it's about a deep, reverent respect. It's an awe-filled recognition of his power, his knowledge, and his goodness. It's understanding our place in the universe. We are the created. He is the creator. When we have that proper perspective, being wise in our own eyes suddenly seems ridiculous. It's like a clay pot trying to give instructions to the potter. The fear of the Lord is the antidote to intellectual pride. It humbles us and opens us up to receive the true wisdom that only comes from Him. So, how do we practically avoid being wise in our own eyes? It starts with intentional humility. First, be a quick listener and a slow speaker. Actively seek out other people's perspectives, especially from those you disagree with. Don't listen to respond. Listen to understand. Ask questions like, can you help me see this from your point of view? Or what am I missing here? This simple practice forces you to step outside your own head and acknowledge the value in others' experiences and insights. Second, embrace the phrase, I don't know. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of intellectual honesty and strength. Admitting you don't have all the answers opens the door for God and others to provide them. It creates space for learning. The most successful people are often the most curious people. And curiosity can't exist alongside the belief that you already know everything. So, get comfortable with not knowing. See it as an exciting opportunity to discover something new. Third, regularly put yourself in a position to be taught. Read books that challenge your assumptions. Listen to sermons or lectures from people who have dedicated their lives to studying God's Word. Join a small group where you can discuss life and faith honestly. The key is to be a lifelong learner. Never assume you've arrived. The moment you think you're an expert in life is the moment you've enrolled yourself in the school of hard knocks, and the lessons there can be painful. And finally, the most important practice is to constantly bring your thoughts, plans, and understanding before God. Start your day not by asking God to bless your plans, but by asking Him to show you His plans. Pray prayers like, God, I think this is the right way to go, but I submit my understanding to yours. Guide my steps. Correct me where I'm wrong. Don't let me be wise in my own eyes. This act of surrender is the core of what Proverbs 3 is teaching. It's a daily, conscious decision to dethrone our own intellect and to trust in a wisdom far greater than our own. In the end, not being wise in our own eyes isn't about dumbing ourselves down. It's not about rejecting logic or reason. God gave us our minds, and He wants us to use them. But it is about recognizing the proper place for our intellect. It is a tool, not a god. It is a gift to be used in service of a higher wisdom, not a throne to be sat upon. True wisdom isn't found in the echo chamber of our own minds. It's found in a humble posture before God and a teachable spirit towards others. It's the freedom of knowing you don't have to have it all figured out, because you know the one who does. So today, let's take that ancient advice to heart. Let's check our pride at the door. Let's be open, be teachable, and be humble. Let us trade this stressful burden of being wise in our own eyes for the peaceful confidence of trusting in the Lord with all our hearts. That's where true life and straight paths are found. Thanks so much for watching today. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. How do you practice intellectual humility in your own life? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.